Good evening, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for November 15, 2023. And in the news this evening, man convicted of helping to murder Powell's daughter and her mother sentenced to minimum 20 years in prison. One of the men convicted for his role in the killing of Member of Parliament Philip Powell's infant daughter and her mother will have to serve a minimum of 20 years for his crimes before being eligible for parole. The sentence was handed down in the Home Circuit Court in downtown Kingston. The man, whose identity was not released, has reportedly been sentenced to 30 years in prison on each of the 2 counts of murder for the slaying of a 10-month-old Soraya Powell and her mother, Tashana Patterson. Sources say he was also sentenced to 1 year and 10 months in prison on each of the 2 counts of kidnapping of the infant and her mother from their Gilmore Avenue home in St. Andrew on September 9. The sentences are to be served concurrently. The other man implicated in the slaying was on Wednesday sentenced to 7 years and 10 months in prison for the offense of accessory before the fact. The sentence was handed down in the Home Circuit Court in downtown Kingston. For the other offenses which he was charged for 2 counts of conspiracy to kidnap and the misprision of felony, those sentences are not yet known. In October, the men accepted plea deals for the murders and the kidnapping. So far, 3 people have been charged for the crimes, including Powell's alleged lover, United States Navy culinary specialist Seaman Leota Bradshaw. Medic's family reportedly scammed of $250,000 in false we're about to claim. 3 months after the disappearance of dancehall artist Medic, her mother is now lamenting that scammers had bilked the family of $250,000 by claiming to have knowledge of her whereabouts for a fee. Millicent McCready, Medic's mother, said that the scammers have sought to rub salt into the wound. The other day, someone contacted my other daughter, saying they know the house in Linstead where Medic is being held, and they will give information for $250,000. And she transferred the money to them, and they stopped answering her calls, she explained. We reported the matter to the police. They have the bank account number and all know nothing. Scammers are trying to profit from this terrible situation. My daughter is so naive and young. She wants her sister back home. She was so desperate and they took her money. According to the police, 29-year-old Stephanie Williams was last seen on Thursday, August 24, 2023, wearing a black blouse, black tights, and a pair of black shoes. She is of brown complexion, slim build, and is about 5 feet 7 inches. McCurdy said that she was surprised that the Jamaica Constabulary Force had not been able to unearth any clues in her daughter's disappearance because of their vaunted crime-fighting techniques. It's important to highlight that they were able to locate someone involved in a bomb threat quickly, but seem to be dragging their feet when it comes to my daughter's case. This stark contrast raises some serious questions about their commitment to really finding my daughter, she remarked. I saw online that emphasis was made on the high-level equipment used to crack cases. Why isn't the same effort being made for my daughter? She's an innocent citizen of Jamaica, and while her choice of dating is not understood, my child should not be judged, McCurdy said. McCurdy is surprised that with all the resources available to criminal investigators, there has been no breakthrough in the case. There is information in regards to her last pin location, and the driver who picked her up is known, but yet there is still no answers, she revealed. She said that she is desperate for closure and was humbly and patiently waiting on the Lord to reveal my daughter's exact location. Me and my family are desperate for closure. We firmly believe that my daughter is still alive. It's crucial to rally the support of your fellow Jamaican citizens and ask for their help in locating her or providing any information that could lead to her safe return. There's still a $1 million reward out there for any concrete evidence in locating my sweet baby girl to bring her home, she said. Medic is best known for songs such as Money Feelings and her growing catalog of collaborations such as Overcome featuring Shino and The Boss Level featuring Javelani. However, McCurdy said that her daughter was more than just a dancehall artist, as she was a successful entrepreneur as well as with a brand of holistic products available at pharmacies all over Jamaica. Security guard accused of fetally stabbing woman, dumping her body charged. A security guard has been charged for allegedly stabbing a woman to death and dumping her body on Foreshore Road in Falmouth, Trelawney on Wednesday, October 25. Charged with murder is 23-year-old Aston Mitchell otherwise called the CJ, of Hague District in the parish. Dead is 25-year-old Shanice Burke of Hague District, Trelawney, and the St. Margaret's Bay in Portland. Reports from the police are that an altercation developed between Burke and Mitchell, during which a knife was used to inflict a stab wound to her neck. Mitchell then reportedly transported Burke to Foreshore Road, where he dumped Burke in the bushes. Citizens stumbled on Burke's partially decomposed body about 9:50 a.m. on Saturday, October 28, and summoned the police. On the arrival of the lawmen, the body was transported to hospital, where death was confirmed. Following an intensive investigation, an operation was carried out on Saturday, November 11, during which Mitchell was taken into custody. He was charged on Tuesday, November 14, and is scheduled to appear in the Duncans Parish Court on Tuesday, November 21. Attorney refutes claims that Westmoreland taxi operator fled the scene of accident. The lawyer representing the Westmoreland taxi operator, Delroy Rodney, who is charged with 5 counts of causing death by dangerous driving, has refuted claims that the cabbie fled the scene of the accident. "My client is not a flight risk. He contacted his lawyer instantly after he returned from the hospital to take him in," Rodney's attorney Faith Summon told the news after the matter was mentioned in the Westmoreland Parish Court on Wednesday afternoon. He is also being represented by attorney Lambert Johnson. Rodney made his first court appearance on Wednesday. He was remanded and the mentioned date has been set for Monday, November 20. The defense made the application for bail and the prosecution will respond on Monday. "We are awaiting a response for the judge to give his final say," someone added. The news witnessed a number of taxi operators and the church members outside the courtroom who came to lend their support to the accused. Earlier this week, Westmoreland Head Cop Senior Superintendent of Police Wayne Josephs said Rodney fled the scene of the fatal crash. According to police reports, about 3:30 p.m. on Monday, the taxi with 6 people on board was traveling towards the White House when the vehicle it was traveling behind slowed down. The cab driver allegedly swerved, collided with a truck that was traveling in the opposite direction, and ended up in a tree. 3 of the occupants of the vehicle died on the scene, while the 2 that were transported to the hospital succumbed to their injuries on Monday night. The deceased have been identified as O'Neill Allen, otherwise called a Dummy, and his mother, 65-year-old Angela Samuels, both of Mount Edgecombe Farm District, 39-year-old Petrina Wallis, and her 15-year-old daughter, Lavicia Forrester, both of Gordon District, White House, and a 54-year-old Janet Thompson of Mac Alpine District, all in Westmoreland. St. Catharines Circuit Court being hampered by insufficient court reporters. A lack of court reporters is affecting the operations of the St. Catharines Circuit Court, which could force the early end of the current session. Sittings of the court were affected yesterday and again today due to inadequate court reporters. There is reportedly disquiet among the public sector workers about working conditions and outstanding salary issues. Presiding Judge Justice Bertram Morrison, who oversees the circuit, said the early adjournment of sittings is of significance for the administration of justice, as there are many cases to be dealt with during the session. It was revealed that the circuit session, which runs from September 18 to December 20, may be cut short if the situation is not addressed. It was disclosed that the session may come to an end next week, Wednesday, November 22, weeks ahead of the allotted period. This will see cases being pushed back until January 8 next year, when the new circuit is expected to begin. Litigants who were present today expressed the concern that the situation with the court reporters is affecting cases, arguing that this will delay justice. "This is another setback for us. We've been awaiting a trial for 2 years now, and know it won't happen again," bemoaned litigant Novelet Jacobs. Similar sentiments were expressed by lawyers. "This is really unfortunate, as my client's trial was scheduled to start on Wednesday. This won't happen and it will have a domino effect on the system," said attorney Denise Hinson. Bail application for policeman Noel Midland aborted. Defense attorneys on Wednesday aborted their latest attempt to secure bail for Constable Noel Midland, who is charged with the murder of his girlfriend Donna Lee Donaldson. The bail application was scheduled for Wednesday morning in the Home Circuit Court, but when the matter was mentioned, the Crown advised that it was informed by Midland's defense team via a letter that it no longer wished to have another try at bail. Midland, who has been in custody since July 27, was further remanded until January 17, 2024 for plea and a case management hearing. He is charged with murder and preventing the lawful burial of a corpse. 24-year-old social media influencer Donnelly Donaldson went missing on July 13 after she was last seen at Midland's home 2 days earlier. Prosecutors in the matter have disclosed that a forensic analysis has established that bloodstains that were reportedly found on curtains and a pair of sneakers inside Midland's Chelsea Manor St. Andrew apartment were from the missing woman. The court also heard that on July 13, the constable took a sofa to a car wash to be cleaned, claiming his cousin had injured himself and had messed up the furniture. According to an attendant who assisted Midland, the couch had an alarming volume of blood. "A whole heap of blood coming out of the right side. Jesus, this man must dead. Him bleed out or this coming like them kill somebody in a this," the attendant is alleged to have remarked. Midland had reportedly hired a truck driver to transport the couch and had also reportedly tried to trick his landlord into deleting closed-circuit television footage at his apartment. The prosecutor further revealed that a cell site analysis showed that Donaldson's mobile phone was last located on the network on July 12 in the vicinity of Midland's apartment and that the defendant's cell phone was in the same location at the same time. ODPEM issues warning ahead of expected heavy rains. People who live in low-lying or flood-prone areas are being urged to be ready to evacuate in light of the increase in rainfall expected across Jamaica from Wednesday night to Saturday morning. In a statement, the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management also advised the residents to avoid flooded waterways, areas with damaged roadways, and where possible, places prone to landslides and flooding. The rains are associated with a trough currently located across the southwestern Caribbean Sea that is expected to move northeastward across the island on Thursday and Friday. The Meteorological Service has forecast the cloudy conditions with widespread showers and thunderstorms, which could be heavy at times with occasional gusty winds to affect most parishes, especially central and eastern parishes. It urged fishers and other marine interests to exercise caution as the sea conditions will deteriorate in the vicinity of showers, thunderstorms, and gusty winds. Meanwhile, the ODPEM has directed persons to ensure that all important documents are secured in plastic bags or waterproof containers. All electrical power, gas, and water supplies in areas that are in immediate danger from flooding should be turned off. In addition, the ODPEM said, in case of extensive rainfall, persons should avoid going on the road except where absolutely necessary. The ODPEM also sought to remind persons that the hurricane season has not yet ended and all precautions issued by the agency, the Meteorological Service of Jamaica, and other authorities should be observed.